Okay, guys, I'm here for episode 7 of WCWtober, the review series where I look at the WCW Halloween Havoc shows for the first half of the month of October, as kind of my Halloween-related month. This is the first half of it. The second half is, of course, random Halloween-themed movies or television show ideas, or just things that can fit into Halloween. So, today's episode of WCWtober is Halloween Havoc 1995. It took place on October the 29th, 1995, from the Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, Michigan. We have 9 matches on this show, although I only count 8, because I don't count one as an official match, but WCW does. For this purpose, it'll be in the review, even though I don't really consider it a match at all. So our opening contest, WCW World Television Championship match, Diamond Dallas Page versus Johnny B. Bad in the best match on this show by none, by a landslide. Oh yeah, this show is that bad that the opening match is the match of the night. Now, while it's not the kind of a match, it's not the kind of the show like King of the Ring 95 is, where Road Dogg and Bob Holly is arguably the best match on that show, when Road Dogg was the roadie. This is still a fairly bad show. Even with some of the talent on this show, it's just, oi. Like I said, this is the best match on this show. It's 3.5 stars. Yeah. Johnny Bad and Diamond Dallas Page, I always thought worked well together. Johnny Bad got this match because Diamond Dallas Page had him getting a U.S. Championship match on WCW Saturday Night shortly after Fall Brawl, so we're having this match here. Like I said, it's a very good match. It's the best match on the card. Finishing sequence, Diamond Dallas Page is holding Johnny B. Bad for his bodyguard, Maxx Muscle, who comes for a clothesline. Bad ducks. Maxx Muscle hits DDP. Johnny Bad then knocks out Maxx Muscle and covers DDP to get the win. 3.5 stars. Johnny B. Bad was though on his way out of WCW though, because right after Super Bowl 6, which I'll probably review in a month of retro reviews, which will be in the month of November, because I have nothing really else planned. So Johnny B. Bad left right after that show and went to the WWE. So this was one of his final WCW pay-per-view appearances. 3.5 stars, match of the night, and when your opening match is the match of the night, you know this is going to be a hard watch. Second match, Macho Man Randy Savage versus the Zodiac. The Zodiac was Brutus the Barber Beefcake wearing zebra print black and white tights with black and white face paint and just going yes, no, all the time. I don't know how that has anything to do with the Zodiac or yin and yang for that matter, because yin and yang is kind of a good and evil thing, whereas just saying yes and no is just being opposite. Nor is that have anything to do with the actual signs of the actual Zodiac, which are, of course, the celestial signs that everyone is born under, you know, things like Aries, Virgo, and things like that. So, I've never gotten the Zodiac gimmick. I never did. It's one of those things that Brutus Beefcake did that I really never got. His best gimmick was when he just Brutus the Barber Beefcake. That's the best time he did. And also, he's filling in for Kamala here, because this match is supposed to be Randy Savage versus Kamala. Kamala, who was on a per-appearance contract, didn't want a job to Randy Savage, and he basically left WCW. I don't know why. Why wouldn't Kamala want a job to Randy Savage? You're working with one of the all-time greats if you're Kamala, and you just don't want a job to one of the all-time greats? Kamala, you weren't that great in the ring. You were an entertaining character, but the chance to work to Randy Savage, regardless if you lose to him or not, would have helped you far more than not working with him. This match isn't even that good. It's predominantly a squash match. There's even a fan interference that Savage works around, and Savage wins with the elbow drop in a little over 2 minutes, I believe it is. No stars. We get slightly better, but not that great, in the next match. Road Warrior Hawk versus Kurasawa. Kurasawa was a Japanese guy who, in the August Clash of the Champions of '95, broke Road Warrior Hawk's arm. And that doesn't even come into play in this match at all. So, it doesn't come into play in this match ever at that arm injury. This match is very slow. There's no selling from Hawk, which shouldn't surprise anyone. That's all the Road Warriors did. Well, Animal understood selling somewhat, but Hawk never really did. I mean, the Road Warriors in general were a no-selling team. That was their gimmick. But Animal understand that sometimes you had to sell stuff. So they did. So Animal at least somewhat understood it. But there's no selling from Hawk here. The finishing sequence is Kurasawa has a Samoan drop, pins Hawk, puts his feet on the rope, and Colonel Parker grabs his foot. Gets to win 1.5 stars. Kurasawa would be around past World War III, and then he went away from WCW. He's still wrestling, I think, over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, though, or somewhere in Japan. Half a star. So then we get a, before they were famous, ECW alumni match, because that's what this is. It's Mr. JL versus Sabu. Mr. JL was Jerry Lynn in some weird purple lifting Power Ranger Max Mooney type get-up thingy. He had a purple body, he had like a purple suit thing with purple boots, purple mask, all that. It's weird. Kind of like a Max Moon, but I don't even know. He was named JL because he was, of course, Jerry Lynn. And, of course, Sabu is Sabu. Sabu's got the original Sheik with him. While Sabu was the original botch machine, unlike, which I guess that's where the original Sin Cara got it from, but Sabu doesn't botch that much here, so it's refreshing to see Sabu not botching. But then again, this is also the closest thing Sabu's ever had to an actual straight-up wrestling match that has nothing involving weaponry or anything else like that. This is pretty much the straightest wrestling match you're going to get out of Sabu. It's not even that great. It's half a star. Sabu wins with a springboard moonsault. And then the Sheik throws a fireball in JL. Sabu wasn't seen anymore in WCW, so I guess after that fireball from the Sheik, they got rid of him. So our next match is Lex Luger versus Meng with the stipulation if Lex Luger wins, he faces the Macho Man Randy Savage. I never got that idea. If you just wanted to do Luger Savage, just do Luger Savage. Don't put them in two separate matches just to get them to another match. That doesn't make any sense. I've never thought that made sense, and I've always thought it was kind of stupid. This is a 1-star match with a... Meng gets this golden spike out, and he rams it in Lex Luger's throat. Clearly, he's going to get the win, but Kevin Sullivan comes in, and he kicks Luger, which gets Meng disqualified, making Luger advance to face Savage. Now, I get that Sullivan was in cahoots with Luger for a little bit in the storyline, but it's still kind of dumb because Kevin Sullivan cost his own man this match. So it's really kind of weird, which is why the Dungeon of Doom never hardly made any sense, at least at this time. So the next match, 1 star for Sting and Meng, for Luger and Meng, excuse me. So the next match, Sting and Ric Flair versus Arn Anderson and Flyin Brian. I use the term Sting and Ric Flair loosely. This is a tag match, but it's basically the handicap match for the biggest part of this match because Anderson and Pillman had taken out Ric Flair earlier in the night. So when Sting gets in trouble, out eventually comes Ric Flair with a bandage on his head. And he cheers Sting on the apron. Sting eventually makes the hot tag to Flair, and Flair decks Sting, which everyone saw coming a mile away, let's be honest. This whole thing was to just reform the Four Horsemen again. Because WCW always saw money in the Four Horsemen, which is true, but at this time, you know, so it was a smart idea to reform the Four Horsemen, but you made it predictable. Now, I will say at least it went to a match. It led to a match between Sting and Flair at World War III '95. So it's a 1 star. It's 1.5 stars. The handicap match is what makes the match. So it's a 1.5 star match for a match that is part handicap match. In fact, majority of it. So then we get the match that I don't even call a match, but WCW decided to do this anyway, as it's Hulk Hogan versus the Giant in their first of their 2 matches. This match is a sumo monster truck match. Oh yes, you're taking monster trucks and you're doing it just like sumo wrestling. 2 things that I don't really care about. I have nothing against sumo wrestling, but it doesn't belong on American wrestling. And monster trucks, they're fun, but this is just stupid. Okay? Hogan's monster truck wins by taking all 4 axles of the Giant's monster truck out of the circle. And then they do this thing where the Giant ends up on the roof of Cobo Hall, and he gets knocked off by Hogan, presumably into the water, and they sell it like he's dead. Which, well, they should do, because logically the Giant would be dead. But this segment was also taped in advance. This was taped, I believe, the day before Halloween Havoc. So, yeah. It's no stars. I don't rate this a match. I don't even consider it a match. I don't consider it. I mean, WCW did for the sake of review. It's going to be counted as a match because WCW counted it as one. I just don't understand this idea. This is the only time they ever did it, which is good because this thing is boring. Okay? NASCAR is driving around in a circle, true, but NASCAR is a tad bit more entertaining. I've been to a NASCAR show, so with a cousin of mine. I found this boring. I fell asleep watching it, so yeah, it was bored. So, nothing. So then we get the Macho Man Eddie Savage versus Lex Luger. A very short 5-minute match. Finish, Luger and Jimmy Hart hit heads, and then Savage hits the elbow to get the win. 1 star. I never understood the whole let's have Luger and Savage have 1 extra match just to get them to each other. Just make that match. Just make the match, and you could get rid of 2 matches altogether on this card and probably make it better, because you also could have given some of these other matches more time that way. So then we get the WCW World Heavyweight Championship match. Hulk Hogan versus the Giant. 2-star match. This is Big Show's it's always been said that it's his first match. In reality, it was his 2nd match. He lost 1 independent match before this. So this is his legitimate 2nd match, but it's still enough to be counted like that. It's his first mainstream match anywhere, so legitimately. Hogan hits the leg drop. Jimmy Hart decks the referee. Then he hits Hogan with the title belt, and that scores a disqualification. Then the Yeti comes in, and you get this weird thing where it was like the Giant and the Yeti are humping Hulk Hogan by just pressing it together. The Yeti, by the way, was Ron Reese, who would stay around and as Big Ron Studd and then Reese of the Ravens Flock until like 98, and they got rid of the guy. Yeah, 2 stars. Out of 45 total stars, this show got a whopping 10, and if it wasn't for the TV title match, it would be even lower than that. The TV title match saves this show from being a complete F. It's a D- with the TV title match. Take the TV title match out, this is an F show. So, with the TV title match, it's a D-. It's the worst Halloween Havoc I have seen. Yeah, it's the worst Halloween Havoc I've seen so far. Now, granted, it's not as bad as the 1998 Halloween Havoc, which I'll get to later, but that's 3 vids from now. So, the next video in WCWtober, which this will now be in the WCWtober playlist. The next video in WCWtober will be Halloween Havoc 1996, which will be uploaded on Monday. If you like the video, like button is down there, subscribe button is down there, and thank you for watching. Bye.